CT3, this is the big question that is my lead from how is there room for this team to get better. CT3, where do you fit this guy into the lineup right now? Because you can't take Trayce Thompson out of the lineup. And
I know where you fit him. It's not good timing based off of everything that's just happened over the past weekend because obviously Cody bought himself some time with a grand slam. Absolutely shouldn't buy him time. But if you're looking at matchup based, I mean, it's got to be CT slotting into center field and then slotting into third base, slotting into second, wherever it's going to be throughout any lineup. I mean, they know they had said like, hey, he's pretty much going to be an outfielder this year. But I think things kind of have to change based off of who you have right now because Trayce Thompson, granted, he doesn't have sexy numbers. He's not putting up these crazy home runs or anything like that. But the dude is getting the job done when it matters. If you look at his clutch factor with the Dodgers, it's pretty freaking phenomenal what he's been able to do. Add in the fact that, yes, Cody Bellinger hasn't been great this year. Yes, Justin Turner is injured right now. You don't know what's going to happen with him because he missed the entire series from the Giants, save for that one game, 8 innings of that one game. I think you have to have Chris Taylor in center field more often than he is. I mean, it just makes sense to me on paper because you're going to have Cody in there against lefties. No, he shouldn't anymore. I mean, at best, he should just be playing against right-handed pitching. And he shouldn't even be playing against every right-handed pitcher at this point. The dude's hitting 200. You also need to consider the fact that you have to get Max Muncy out of this lineup. You have to. There is no other choice right now.
That's
one of the best things the Dodgers could do right now is just shut him down. Just absolutely shut him down because you were hoping for it. You were like, hey, he's showing signs of life. And anytime he has that little blip that shows a sign of life, it just falls right back off again.
It's literally a blip.
Those are the two big black holes in this lineup. If you can fill CT3 into those spots on a daily basis, depending on how you want to rotate in and out, that makes up for a much better lineup. Defensively, he's better than Max Muncy on defense, in my opinion. He's not better than Cody Taylor on defense.
He does not play a good third base. He does not feel comfortable at third base. And sure, I mean, we could say the same about Muncy. And Muncy's looked a lot better as the year has progressed. He's looked a lot better at third base. That's my take on it. That's my heady take of the day. I think that like you said, you have to get rid of this mandate that he can't throw in the infield because if homeboy's out here in the outfield busting 96-mile-an-hour throws, MFer can throw some baseballs in the infield from different arm angles. He may not be great at third base, but and with all the strikeouts or whatever, he's going to be a problem in the lineup. But you really almost anything is better than Max Muncy in the lineup daily right now. And I cannot envision this team with World Series aspirations continuing to roll Max Muncy out there day in, day out, day in, day out. We are approaching August, and my dude is still hitting $160. Ain't getting it done, and the blips are so few and far in between that you can't expect him to magically put it together. Give me 260. 900 strikeouts, CT over there at 3B. Leave Cody in center because at least he's an elite defender. And Trayce Thompson has earned a starting spot through. He's got to have a real lengthy, bad stretch, a cold stretch to be out of this lineup. I don't know.
There's also a chance that by the time Chris Taylor's ready to come back, and I hate to say this, that Trayce Thompson has cooled off. Or Jake Lamb has cooled off, and that makes your decision a lot easier of where you're going to slot him in. Maybe it is a DH situation. He's coming off a foot fracture. Maybe it is a situation where you DH. You also have Justin Turner coming back. That's the guy we didn't even talk about. I don't see Dave Roberts benching Cody Bellinger. I really don't. Like if he didn't bench him last year, he's not benching him this year. Like I don't disagree with the numbers. The numbers are the numbers. I just think that Dave Roberts is such a these are my guys guy.
Yep.
And I respect him for it. He's a player's manager, and that's why you're going to keep seeing Muncy and Bellinger in there. If he did platoon Bellinger a little bit, I would not be upset. I just don't think it's going to happen.
No.
And Max Muncy, I was one of those hopefuls, even though he said he wasn't going to be 100% this year. I thought he was going to have a better year. He is getting BABIP to death. Like he's hitting 138 on balls in play. Mm-hmm. Like that's pretty damn surprising. But the walk rate, he still leads the team in walk rate. Yeah, true. He still leads the team in walk rate in July. And I know you guys talk about him hunting walks all the time. Don't disagree. The dude is still getting on base decently, but yeah, 279 OBP is rough. So maybe it is a situation where Muncy's the guy taking a blow every now and again, and Chris Taylor is the guy going back to second base. And like you said, he threw 96 miles an hour from right field in that game against the Padres. he can play some second base.
What is Muncy hitting right now? Average wise, like 160?
Well, like 165, 163.
Zach Greinke is a career 225 hitter.
Let's get him back.
Put Zach
Oh,
Greinke at
Zach
designated
Greinke
hitter.
would love to play third base.
That's all I got to say. I don't know. I mean,
Muncy's hitting 159 this year. He's hitting 183 on balls in play.
You know he's about to like just absolutely rake tonight.
oh, yeah. He'll probably, yeah.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Robert Baker says BABIP is not a real stat.
I mean,
Hey, Robert,
literally
thank
is.
you for checking out the podcast, man. Appreciate it.
Jeff says you don't need a guy hitting 250 in every position, otherwise Barnes would never be in the lineup.
Yeah, but you don't need 3 guys hitting under 200 in the same lineup.
Barnes is also a backup catcher. That's what backup
It's
catchers
funny
do.
how bad Cody is, yet he's still 60 points better or 50 points better than Muncy this year. Woof.
Yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough for mine. And really, this is the second year in a row. No, sorry, 2020. No, last year he was like under 202 for the entire season, right?
Who? What was that again?
Muncy.
No, yes.
Was that 2020?
That was 20. He had like 198 or something like that.
Yeah.
But he started coming on in the later half of the season. But guess what? The later half of the season was only a 60-game season. He figured it out pretty quick. We are, game 96 today, 97, something like that, starting today. He's had enough time. He ain't figuring it out.
77 games in. Lowest batting average of his Dodgers career, lowest OBP, lowest slugging, lowest OPS plus.
Woof. Woof.